Capitalism has been the greatest reducer of poverty, the greatest creator of wealth and education.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tear it down. So think about where we're at so far with our constitutional republic and capitalistic system.
Yeah.
Now, we're not a laissez-faire capitalism. You know, we got regulation, we got the Fed, we got a bunch of things people complain about. But think about what this hath wrought. We've got civil rights legislation. We've got same-sex marriage, same-sex adoption, interracial marriage since the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, we've come a long way, man.
We really have.
And things are only getting better.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, like, you're not allowed to be wrong. You're not allowed to admit you're wrong. You're not allowed to learn. And that's the biggest thing, actually. You're not allowed to learn. So you take someone who doesn't realize that, who's been sheltered their whole life, their family was super racist, you know, like, because it exists in the past, you know. So here we are down the line, and then this person goes out into the world, and someone goes, oh, your family was racist? Well, F you. I'm never going to ever speak to you ever. And they're like, what just happened? I don't even know. Like, you seemed like a nice person, but now I think you're kind of an a-hole, you know? But it's like cancel culture. It's all in the same line. It's like you're not allowed to learn anymore as a human. You either get it right 100% all the time through your entire past, or we're canceling you outright.
What I'm saying is I think that there is some force that wants to destroy everything we've created.
Yeah.
That's why I consider it to be evil. You know, we have some problems.
Yeah.
We've got environmental problems. We've got sustainability issues.
Okay.
And we've talked about reasonable solutions. Like, how cool would it be if people had mini farms, everyone had a garden?
I love this idea. 100%.
You know, people who live in the suburbs in the country could replace their lawns with mini gardens and sustain themselves off their own food a little bit.
Yeah, and remake cities.
Yeah.
Cities are designed to keep people in control and owned, essentially. Everybody in a city. But I'm not talking racial.
But I don't think it's designed. I think it's how the dominoes fell.
You're right. That's way more accurate, because as the life went on, we got bigger farms to I mean, there's billions of us on this planet now. Yeah. Billions of us. So our antiquated ways are just carrying us into where we are now.
But so listen, we're getting.
We need
better.
a hard check.
We're getting better.
We are getting better. Yeah, I agree.
We're improving.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is these people who are socialists and communists want to end the system that created wealth, prosperity, and fixes these things. America is a leader in ending plastic pollution.
Yeah.
America is a leader in reducing carbon emissions. And these people are trying to destroy the system that created the good while ignoring the people that are exploiting it, like China and India.
Yeah.
You see the things they're doing with all their waste, all their cities, their recklessness, and
even corporations that are here, and they're fighting because Trump's trying to cut off trade to China, who's the producer in cheap goods. That's upping their products or their profits. So of course they're pissed. They want him out. He's trying to bring it back to America.
We were watching this video from Flecka's Talks.
Man, it
was actually a video from Seymour Views, which you may have seen. Seymour Views is a black man in the hood, Trump supporter.
What a boss.
Seriously. Look, I don't agree. Look, he was talking about the globalists and the Illuminati and stuff.
Yeah.
Lose me a little bit there. But this dude was walking up to young guys, and talking to them about how...
asking them some real questions.
Real questions, saying, what do you think about America? What do you think about Trump? And these kids are like, F America. And he goes, F America, is that what you really think? He's like, okay, where do you want to go? Pick a country.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well. And he's like, nah, man, nah. He's like, America's awesome.
Yep.
And then he was like, all this stuff they're telling you about Trump, about white people, it's not true, man. You know it's not true. And then these kids are like, yeah, that's true, man. I know. Like, they're just trying to, you know. But he brought up a really, really good point. Outside of whatever his opinions are, you know, in terms of Trump and the Illuminati, he said, listen, these people who tell you to hate Trump, they got their money tied up overseas in these global industries.
Exactly.
They don't like what Trump is doing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, there it is.
Nailed it. Yeah.
It's not. We don't got to talk about the Illuminati or the globalists. You can talk about that if that's how you want to frame it. It's really simple, man. They've got stock in foreign exchanges. They've got properties in foreign countries.
Yep.
And Trump is saying, stop sending your manufacturing to a foreign country and hire American workers. And they're like,
yeah, but
I'll make less money.
We're not going to make as much money, though.
Exactly.
It's like, and?
This is why it's funny.
Boom.
Because the people...
I love that.
The people who are anti-capitalist because they oppose exploitation, are the ones supporting open borders
and exploiting other countries.
There it is.
Not our countries. We don't exploit America. We exploit other countries and make money off of it.
Bernie Sanders in 2015 said that it was a Koch brothers proposal to have open borders. The idea being that if the borders are open,
Yep.
you can hire anybody you want, pay them dirt.
So they can exploit people here and still make a lot of profit.
They can. So there's horror stories about what these companies do with when NAFTA came out, the free trade agreement. Trump opposed it.
Yeah.
You had companies that would set up they would displace Mexican companies because they would come in and offer slightly more, which was dramatically less, and that would devastate the local economy. And then they would pay these people trash and then sell it back to us, and it would just create all kinds of problems. So the free trade basically meant they could manufacture in Mexico and bring it into the U.S. for free. Trump was like, nah, if you want to do that, you got to pay a tariff to bring that in. And that means it's cheaper to hire American workers, which is better for our economy.
Right.
Let's do it.
You ever see that? Have you ever listened to that leaked audio? I don't know if it's real, but it's a Ukrainian guy, and he's like, listen, if Hillary gets elected, it's good for us. If Donald Trump, it's good for America. But, we want the good for us. That's basically what he was saying.
Wow.
Like, Trump is trying to do things that are going to be good for Americans all around.
Yeah.
And so these people who control industry around the world are very much so like, I don't want to lose money.
Yep.
F Donald Trump.
Yep.
And it's all of these super rich people, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got, I wonder how many of these people have investments in China.
A lot, I'm sure.
Yeah. You look at these academics who are in on the take, essentially lying to the federal government for grant money and then taking cash from China. I wouldn't be surprised if there are U.S. politicians who have invested in, they do it in clever ways, right? Mm-hmm. It'll be a holding company in the Bahamas owned by a Chinese nationalist, a Chinese national.
You hear that Bahamas is slowly being taken over by China?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere, dude. There and you look at what's going on with China now. I wouldn't be surprised when. Well, I'll put it this way. Tucker Carlson ran this segment,
okay,
where apparently they wanted to investigate Michael Flynn, Trump's national security advisor, former, because he had expressed to, I think, Susan Rice that China was a bigger threat than Russia. And all of a sudden they were like freaking out.
We got to shut this guy down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Think about all the companies that were like, we're sorry, China. And it makes you wonder. I'm not saying it's a grand conspiracy. I think over the past several decades, we've been sold out.
Yep.
Through what they thought was that by doing these deals with China, China would westernize a bit. Instead, we China-ized. Yeah. And now we have censorship and all this other stupid nonsense.
No, it's not even that. It's more like we're living in their city. They make all of our products.
Yep.
They make all of our stuff. It breaks. We need to go buy more. It breaks. We need to go buy more. It's just everything is made there.
It is.
Yeah, we need to make our own
Dude,
stuff.
I can't.
God.
It's getting really hard lately.
Mm-hmm.
They are ramping up the propaganda and demoralization.
I see it.
The videos that come out, like I watched one video today. It was called "Whose Side Are You On?"
Okay.
And it's just propaganda made by these leftists where it's everything is the worst possible cop thing you could ever experience.
Okay.
Listen, man, I talk about it, the scaling problem. If you've got 30 cities that are protesting, and you've got 24 hours in a day over a week, you got a lot of opportunity to find instances that the police do one or two things here or there that are objectionable.
Yep.
That need to be called out. I don't think you could ever get to get a police department to be 100% perfect.
Yeah.
So that means there will always be an opportunity for a malicious actor to grab enough video to put together a compilation of police brutality and then say, "See, it's a problem."
And there's no one out there reporting the good police officers.
There are.
Like,
no, there are. It's just a lot.
To an extent. I mean, I'm not talking about just maybe in this past week. I'm talking about in general. Like, think about what a good act. Yeah, you see them few and far between, but it doesn't get the clicks.
I actually think
clickbaity.
Sometimes I actually think there are more stories done by local journalists that are positive for cops, but they don't go viral.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you mean.
If a cop, throws,
a good point.
what, like this story right here with the dude getting pushed over, it's viral rage bait.
Yeah.
Like everybody sees it and immediately has a reaction to it. But there's a ton of stories that you'll see, like a cop plays basketball with some group. Or you ever see the video that went viral recently of the cop doing a fakey big flip skateboarding?
Totally.
And that all skateboarders were like going nuts for it. And I'm like, right, this cop who's skating is probably like 27.
Yep.
He's been skating his whole life, same as everybody else.
Good skater.
And now he has a job.
Right.
And so when he sees the kid skating, he walks up, he's like, let me try your board. And he does a fakey big flip, which mind you is a pretty good trick.
It's that switch that I was saying. We're just
we're
the
just
same
people.
We're
Yeah.
both humans.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
It's crazy.
We got to remember that. We got to do that more often.
I
realize we're all human.
I was in Virginia, and this young kid had accidentally bumped a car in a parking lot and scuffed it up.
Okay.
Panicked, didn't know what to do, and left. And he came back to his apartment, and the cops showed up, and he was having a panic attack because it's like you just turned a minor fender bender into a hit and run.
Yeah.
And the cop said to him, "You realize that by doing that, you turned a minor scuff. You could have just, it's going to be a couple $100 into a hit and run, which is serious crime." And the kid's freaking out, and the cop was like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like, no one's going to arrest you or anything. We just want to let you know. All we're going to do is give the guy your phone number, and he's going to ask you to take care of it." Okay. And he's like, "For real?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then the cops like chilled and hung out while Family Guy was on for like 10, 15 minutes and just talked normal stuff. Like, so what do you, like the guys, it was young guys. They were like 28, 20, 30. Most of the interactions I've had with cops have been like regular guys on the job. You respect it, they're on the job, things are normal. But I've had bad encounters too, like really bad ones, really, really bad ones.
Yeah, me too.
And if I was a stupid person, I would conflate bad people doing bad things with other people who did nothing wrong.
Right.
And that's, I think, the problem that people have when it comes to, propaganda and how the media plays this game. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.